So either you've done the warm-ups and now you're going to finish off with some more floor stuff, or you joined me in video 3 where we did some standing, balancing, and sun salutation to start that off, and now we're going to cool it all down. So there's a few things we can do back on the floor here. We can get onto our bellies. So I'm going to come on my belly and find little things to help with the spine. So just having your hands under shoulders, so not far back here, not here. Just go ahead, put them here. Look at the floor. And on your exhale, hug your abdominals, your pelvic floor, and just lift your chest and maybe the hands. You can also add the legs. Just watch your breaths. I'm squeezing my lower shoulder blades kindly together, not stressfully. You may hold for a while, you may not. You come down. We'll do that again. So I'm going to relax my muscles, and I'm going to hug my pelvic floor, belly, lift my heart, lift my hands, and maybe you want to lift your legs. Now if you let it go, put your hands back, take your head to one side, just relax it. Sometimes I like rocking my hips, it releases the stress in there. And breathe. Now let's hold our hands together and squeeze the shoulder blades and lift up and bend the knees. Now you might not be able to reach them, but if you feel you can, go up more. So instead of going down to get them, come up and get them. So I'm getting closer, I'll bend my knees more and grab the feet. If you have them, try lifting the thighs. If you don't, keep your hands holding, knees bent, and just do pretendasana of doing this whole folding feet, and to keep your legs together. And again, if you couldn't do that, you would just look like this, and that's perfectly fine. And then release. Rock out the hips. All right. I'm going to come on to my elbows and just be here in Sphinx. So my elbows are under shoulders as wide as them. Just be here and breathe. Take a breath. And then I'm going to come on up. Be in table. Just take a breath in table. All right. Now, I'm going to sit on my heels just for a couple breaths. But if this hurts your knees, again, just bring the legs in front. So we don't want to hurt our knees. And if this is painful, then don't do that. All right. So we'll take our legs now, all of us, and stretch them out. Maybe some of you already did. And you're going to be here, flexing your feet a bit. There's so many ways we can twist. I'll give you a couple. So maybe I'll face you. I'm going to bend one leg. Really doesn't matter which. Now, instead of putting that foot right into the hip, take it just right into the other leg. Bring it in front of the hip. Give yourself hip width. I'll take the opposite hand to that knee. I just started this way, but if you go the other way, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do both. So I'm going to hold it, take the other one behind, and twist. Now I like to flex my front foot. It helps engage and keeps my hips steady. Now check in that your shoulders aren't stressful. So my back shoulder is going to go up and back and down and relax. And my front shoulder is making sure that I don't hoist it up to my ear. Let it calm down. So even though the arms help you, make sure you're not stressing. And you come around. So keeping that foot flat, go the other way. There's so many ways we can do the arms. But the first thing I want you to know is don't lean back on that arm. Come up from it. Be tall from it. You can put the arm this way. But if you do that, don't push the knee out. Let the knee push you deeper into the twist. So again, you're checking in that your shoulders are down and back and that they're calm. And we'll come forward. We can take the knee out now and just let it be there. You might look like this, and that's okay. If you have a block, you can put it under or a cushion, or you just let it open. I like to give it a little rocking. I'm still flexing the other leg that's straight. Now, when I turn, again, I usually turn to the knee first, but when I turn, I'm going to take my upper arm out. What that does, of course, in this shape, is it's going to take the back of the hand inside that leg, and I'm going to turn from it, but my shoulder is going to stay down and back. And although I use my back arm, I'm going to make sure I don't lean on it. I'm going to keep length, so I'm not leaning on it. I'm lengthening from it, and I'm turning. Just be here. So the straight leg, that foot is flexed. My other knee is relaxed. My shoulders have rolled back and down. I'm lengthening from my sternum, turning from my ribs, watching my breath. And I'm going to turn the other way. So what it'll look like is I'll take now my hand, again, I'm going to always want my upper arm turned out, so the back of the hand will go on the outside of the leg, and I'm going to twist, not leaning, but I'm going to lengthen from it and turn my head too. Checking that the arms, although helping you, are not stressed at the shoulders. And then come forward. So now what I'm going to do is do a little forward bend with this, but I'm going to bend this straight leg. Keeping the foot flexed will stretch the back of it, but bending it will stop me from doing this kind of stretch where I'm just forcing an over curved back. So I'm going to keep my back as straight as I can. I want to bend right there at the hip. I'm going to bring my belly, my ribs, my chest on my leg. If I need to, I'll bring it more towards me. So if you're still here, then bring it up. Start there. My head stays neutral, so my spine is nice and straight. Now in time, I might be able to stretch by pushing my heel forward. I still will pull my head down, but I'm going to let it go down once I've connected. Shoulders relax. None of that stretching and straining. Relax them. And then go ahead, drop the head. Just feel the weight of your body drop onto that thigh. Soften your breath. Will soften the muscles. As you come up again, think of the back of the head and your upper torso here and near the collarbone come up. Right? So you still keep the integrity of the spine. So we'll do the other side. I'll bend the other leg. I'll wrap my opposite arm to it and turn. Keeping not leaning, but length from that, chest up. Checking that my shoulders aren't gripping and pulled forward or up. Drop them back and down. Don't pull them back and down. But don't let them sneak up and forward. And then I'm going to turn the other way. Sorry, turn my back to you. And that's what it looks like on this side. And again, I'm not leaning on it. And I can put the elbow this way. Making sure that foot stays flat. And again, make sure that bent knee, the foot isn't stuck to the other leg. Let it have its hip width. And then come back. I'll let the knee go out. My spine tries to stay straight again. I like turning to the knee first. I'm going to take the back of the hand inside, turn. I'm going to stretch up from that back arm, make sure my shoulders are relaxed back and down. Again, I'm not pulling them down, but I'm not forgetting that I don't want to not pay attention and they tend to creep up. So I keep them down, lift my chest. I'm flexing that straight foot just to keep my hips from moving. Because when you turn, your hips will turn with you if you don't keep them anchored. So the back of the hand now goes on the outside of the leg. I twist, lengthen up, right? Not leaning, but lengthening. And I'm going to come back. So I'm going to bend that straight leg. I'm going to go from the hip to the thigh. My shoulders will reach. My foot is flexed. And I might go a little further. And then when I feel that's as far as I can go, I'll drop my head, relax the shoulders. Notice what you feel. Let it be calm. And then come back up from the back of the head and the upper back, so keeping that integrity. All right. Let's just stretch both our legs out. So stretching both the legs nice and straight. I'm going to separate them a bit. Sometimes it's nicer even wider just to give more room. Sometimes it's a nice way to do it. So you can either have them with this wide or this wide and then bend the knees. Again, you're bending at that hip. I'm going to bring my belly, my ribs, my chest. Go ahead, hold my legs. I'm not pulling. I'm relaxing. Again, my elbows are turning up or I'm out. That's that. And I'm just going to pull by bending elbows. You may only be able to reach so you can't bend them. But make sure you don't pull from the shoulders. Pull from what looks like this, so you're not pulling from here, but you're pulling this way instead. And then lastly, go ahead, put the head down. Your heels can slide forward a bit, that's fine. Another thing I like to do is walk my sit bones back, and that gets my legs a little straighter and tips my hips forward. The hip is where the base of the spine is, your tailbone and your sacrum. Right? So you tip that, the rest follows. So now I'm going to bring the head and the upper back, and I'm back to sitting up straight. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go on our backs. I'm going to make sure that these can see me here. And yeah, all right. So on our back, we're going to just hug our legs. So go ahead, get yourself on your back and give your legs a hug. Just rock with them a bit. Exhale, relax all that. It's great to do this because I too have been pretty still. I really needed this myself. All right. So we can stretch one leg straight out. And when I do that, I'm going to make sure I don't do like this. So tuck your chin, slide your shoulder blades down the back so they're not up here. Take your arm out, palm up. So again, we're trying to keep that upper arm turned out. Take the knee out and hang out there for a bit. Starting to really cool down. I'm going to take that same leg. So you're keeping the same leg, bring it up and just switch the arms. So this arm now is going to go out palm up like a plane's wing. And then I'm going to take the leg, and you might just go a little bit, or you might go a lot. You can twist, but make sure that other arm isn't popping up. So on the other side, don't want to look like this too much. So you just want to bring the knee where you can keep that arm relaxed. The shoulder may come a bit, but just make sure it's comfortable. I'm going to go back to joining this side with you. And on there, it just looks, it can go close because I'm pretty flexible, or it can just be up here. All right, I'm going to bend this leg first. It's much easier on the back and hips, and then I'll make that one straight. And this arm over here, same leg, same arm is straight. Again, it's out like a wing. That's what it looks like on the other side. I'm going to take this knee first towards the outside. I'm going to breathe calmly. I'm going to take it across, switching the hands. So you see that arm comes up. Again, I'm not gripping the earth. My upper arm's turned out, and I'm going to bring it across to the other side. I go quite a bit, but even if you just go a little bit, just wherever's enough for you. Watch your breath. And if you can go and you're twisting, yes, it's okay to twist. Just as long as it's comfortable and relaxed, and you can keep breathing. All right, come back, bring that leg, bring both legs up. Put your hands on the kneecaps and just start to do these little circles. Feel the floor massage around your sacrum and tailbone. Sacrum is triangular fused bones just below the lowest vertebrae of your back. And then stretch the arms back out and let the circles become bigger. So you're massaging that area. If you tune into it, the floor is giving a massage and going wider, not fast. I'm trying to find that massage range of motion wide. Then I'll go the opposite direction, and I'll start wide, and then I'll slowly get narrower and narrower, littler and littler circles. All right, on my legs. I'm going to do one last final twist. I usually do two at the end of my classes, those who know me, but I'm going to just do one because I want to make sure everybody's okay. I usually adjust and help people through the second one. So some of you know it if you go to my center, and you could do it as well, but let's just do the one that I feel is easiest and safest and more comfortable through video. So what you're going to do is take one arm out again. All right, doesn't matter which. So that's the way it should look. I'm going to do the other one, and now I want you to see the knees. So this arm is going to be the one out, like I showed you here. I'm going to make sure I don't put the feet down and let the knees get away from me. Start over the belly and bring them, keeping them close to the belly all the way. And the feet go down too. Now on this side, this arm has to be relaxed. So I'm going to show you what it looks like on the other side. Right? Now if you end up like this and your arm is super straight and you're stressed, first take a breath and turn your ribs a bit more. And then bend that elbow, keeping the palm up, let it relax. So even if the shoulder is up, let your hand and your elbow touch the ground. And if you really can turn the ribs more, you might actually be comfortable enough to get the shoulder down. We're going to stay here a few minutes, or at least a minute. Because this is the last cool down before Savasana. This is the last stretch I want to offer you. So just notice what you're feeling. Shoulders relax, ribs relax, hips, legs relax. Breath relaxed. Close your eyes if you're over there. I can't see you, and if you're there, there's nothing more to see over here. Just enjoy the sensations of this stretch. So I like to do this every morning at the end of the day. You can do it in bed. It's an easy thing to do in bed, so there's no excuse. And just this twist on each side and then hugging the legs before and after makes a world of difference. Do the beginning and the end of your day. So we're going to take the legs up. Sometimes I like to start with the top one and the other one follows naturally. So I'll switch now. The knees, first take that arm out though. Take that arm out on the floor. Begin there. It's harder if you start to turn with it to get it back. So let the arm go out and then keep the knees close to your belly and let them go down, feet included, all the legs on that side. This arm is totally relaxed back here. Soften the belly, close your eyes, and just tune in. This is a great one because our hips, our back, our shoulders, our spine, all of it gets a nice, calm, gentle, kind stretch. Let the breath come in and out. Notice how the breath expands and contracts. Well, it doesn't contract, but expands and deflates in your body. And just really enjoy letting go, like the earth is catching you. The earth's got you, so just drop into it. So breath calm. One more, two more. Really let the exhale flow out of you. Make sure you're exhaling completely. When I come up, I'm going to start with the top leg. The other one will follow naturally. I'll go back and hug them. I'll rock a bit side to side. And as I rock, I'll slide my shoulder blades down. And I'll just breathe and hug my legs. I love happy baby. I will flex my feet, separate my knees. I can hold my feet. You might only hold the thighs. If you can hold the feet, the idea is to get the heels over the knees. It's also called dead bug, I've heard it. So it does look like both happy baby and dead bug. So this is a nice stretch. You don't have to do it, but I like to do that. I'll put my feet down now as wide as my hips, even wider. And I'm just going to windshield wiper them a bit, just loosening up. Don't think of going too far. Make it less and more kind of really wobbling. Now I'll turn my toes in, so my feet are quite apart. If I had a mat, it'd be at the edge of the mat. And I can let the knees, when I turn the toes in, the knees just fall. This way I don't have to hold my knees. If your feet are too close and your knees are parallel, you kind of have to hold them. So just let the knees fall in. It looks like this. Now I like this because it's really easy on my back and my hips, but you can go ahead and stretch your legs out, of course. And if you do, let the feet flop out. Wherever you are, you can grab underneath and just spread out the flesh and then slide your shoulder blades down. So what I do is literally lift, push my head in my chest, and I slide the shoulder blade down. I'm going to take my palms up. Now, you might take them and rest them on your lowest ribs. It's a nice place for them. Or you just leave them palms up, not tucked into your body. Let them stretch out a little bit. I always think of the anatomy book. Placing them on my low ribs is nice. My elbows are away from my body. The heel of my hand can receive the inhale. So I'm breathing into the lowest ribs. The heel of my hand fills up and then it exhale, they narrow. I think of a fish with gills on the side of its body. And this is where your diaphragm lives. Now, you don't have to take a big inhale. Just take a nice, simple inhale. Let it just naturally come in. And on the exhale, spend some time with it. Let the exhale just really leave your body. You're going to inhale into the heel of the hands, but don't take huge ones. We're trying to calm it down. The inhale actually wakes your system up. Exhale calms it. So as you exhale, let it be a longer exhale. What you can do is breathe into 4 on the way in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And take a pause and then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do a couple 4 in, 4 out. And then try to lengthen so that you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 on the way in. And then exhale to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And do another one of those. Helps if you count in your head because it'll keep you there, present. The next one, can you do a couple and double that exhale? So it's still 1, 2, 3, 4 on the way in, a little pause. And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. So go ahead and count 3 more times. 4 on the way in, 8 on the way out. And say the word pause between each. Now, if you're good just staying there, I'm just going to end with a quiet little talk for you. You can stay lying down. If you want to sit up, you do so gently. So for those who do it now or later, you'll first bend your knees and let them be there. And then you'll hug your legs. Feel that stretch, maybe rock a bit. Don't rush back to sitting or anything. We've got a lot of time now. And from there, you'll roll on your side, any side. I'm going to show you the side. And right on my side, I'm going to take my hand, that's my upper arm hand. I'm going to use the floor, push into it, and my other hand will push into it. And I'm going to come sit. And if you decide to stay sitting and or lying down, just stay there. So before I end this, if you're sitting, close your eyes. If you're lying, close your eyes. Let that out. And another one. Wherever you are with your eyes closed, having taken a few big breaths. I know for some of us, it might be hard to stay positive. I wrote a little post about how, we always talk about returning to simpler times. This is a simpler time. We've got less that we're supposed to do. So it's returning to simpler times. And the bonus is we actually have a lot of technology. Right now, if you're listening, it's because of the technology. So you can actually be doing a lot of simpler things. I've been doing a lot more cooking and just enjoying that. A lot more eating. And then just going out for walks. I've seen people out for walks. It's a great time to clean the corners under the sofa that you haven't cleaned. Or to organize the junk drawer that is still a mess. It's spring soon, so get ahead. So when spring is out there and we can have the in-house spring cleaning done. Maybe make some boxes to give to charity when this is said and done. There's going to be hopefully a lot of boxes to give out from people cleaning out. The point is that we can use this time and be productive. Do the things, that to-do list. Sew something you wanted to hem. Spend time with your children playing card games or each other's and the adults. This is out there. I'm going to leave it out there until my center opens again. And so just come back to these videos and take parts of it and listen to it. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I think I've probably done a whole hour. I'm not sure together. It's probably a good hour and maybe a bit more. So this is my gift to you. And in any way we can, let's support each other. I'm a, home-owned mom and pop yoga center, and this is challenging for me. I don't have any resources for this. I'm going to be just hoping the universe will provide, because otherwise I'm in a challenging place. So support in any way you can small business, because it's going to be hard for us. No matter what the government will kick in, there's always more. So in any way you can do that and support each other. I've seen beautiful posts where people are offering their services to those elderly who are stuck at home and can't go out and do grocery stores, because it may not be the best smart thing to do. I'm so proud to be Canadian. I'm really proud of my community, and we can get through this. It's going to pass, and try to just find the joy. We get to slow down, and we get to do things that we usually don't have time for, and we get to pull out the best part of ourselves and give out there. And I get to give this to you. So I hope this will serve those who listen, and I send you all lots of love and lots of support, emotionally and spiritually, mentally and physically. I hope this fed you in some way. And be kind. I've heard some talks about people getting grumpy. It's a nicer word than some have used. Guys, we're all in this together. It's really, no matter how hard it is, a first world problem. There are much tougher times in countries that are suffering. And as women and children, we got each other's back pretty much. So we got roof over our head, food, and if we don't, we have resources for it, and there's no bombs out my door. So, count your blessings, and that'll help too. So to boost your immune, keep moving, anything, walk, do this class, parts of it, any of it, and keep positive, and keep doing something, a purpose. All of this is said to really help the immune system. So I send you love, I send you light, and I am really grateful to have the opportunity to give this to you all. See you on the flip side, and reach out to me by email or message me. I've got plenty of time to answer. And I am seeing people privately, and if you can't get out, I could always do a private session online for those who need a different class that's really suited to them. So I definitely need to get some work done. So if you need me, I'm here. Reach out, and God bless. Bye-bye.